folks, Dr. Paul Zamela here, Dr. Z, with Dr. Z's tech tip for the day. I thought today I'd cover a very important thing, item that is very helpful to us that spend much time on the internet, and also very important in security, and that's using password vault, password protector and a vault. There are two different options that I have used in the past, and one of which I'm currently using, both of which are pretty much the same. And I'm going to discuss briefly both of them, and you can pick and choose the one that might be best for you as you might read through the different options. One password protector vault is called LastPass. The second one is called RoboForm. I originally started with RoboForm probably several years ago, and it's really cool. It saves all your passwords. Then when you open a site up, launch a new tab, and the site comes up where the password is supposed to go. If you've logged into either RoboForm or LastPass, it will automatically, if you choose, or you can actually choose not to do it automatically, put the password, the name, username and password into the site to log in information for you. And then you just click open and it goes to the site. There's multiple advantages to this because we're supposed to use different passwords frequently for whatever sites we're registering for, and to avoid using the same password over and over and over again. Because of course it's easy for someone that has wrong intentions to figure out a password. And just as an example, it's how easy this is. I had a particular business site in my chiropractic practice that was very important for what I was doing, and somehow, this is prior to using this software, somehow I lost the password. I thought I knew it, couldn't figure it out, and we probably all had that situation once in our online career at one point or another. But it was very important, and it was critical to my practice that I have this site available. Well, in a little bit of research online and from advice from a friend of mine who's a techie guy, he suggested that I search for a password recover software. And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, there's sites that are kind of like off-market stuff, but you can go to a site, pay a one-time fee, put in the URL for the site, and somehow I can't remember the details, but I paid, I think, $40, and I had a rather complicated password, and within 30 seconds this site found my password, discovered my password, the correct password. I put it in to the site that it's supposed to go into, and sure enough, that was the right password. Now that is scary. The point, it really was. I was thankful for the tool that I paid $40 for. It was a one-time thing, but it shows how easy anyone that has wrong intention can get into a site that you might have your bank account on or whatever else. I don't know, but the point there is that it's way too easy, and most of us use passwords that are very simple. Your dog's name or your whatever, all the different options. However, I have gotten since then, in my better understanding of how to protect passwords, is I created a password that I use as my main password to actually access LastPass, because I don't want anybody to get into that, because all of my passwords are there. So my password is, I think, 18 characters long. And it has letters, numbers, and symbols. Now, how in the world do I remember that? because you got to remember that in order to get into your password vault that has all your passwords. Well, the way I remember it is that they are important names, numbers, and locations, without telling you what they are, that make sense to me. And they make sense to me. I know what they are. There's not a problem with remembering them, but it takes a little bit of time to type it all in. But I only do it once when I log into my computer for the day, and then the LastPass or RoboForm will stay up for the day until you shut down. But that's important to do. A long password is like impossible for a password. I can't remember how many letters it is that gets to the point where it's really impossible for a password search tool to come up with. But it seemed to me it was 15, 17, 18 was like it became impossible for the tool. It took too long, too many years for the tool to figure out the password. And they don't need to mess with that because there's too many other passwords that they can figure out in 10 seconds. So just as a hint to you, a little bit of my history on that is create a password to get into your LastPass or RoboForm. And by the way, both of these are free. And they have a paid version, but you don't really need the paid version. The free has all of the stuff you need. The free and the use a password to get into those that is long, but at the same time makes sense to you. However you want to put that all together, but I would put together a series of names, numbers, dates, addresses, locations, whatever the options are for you that can stream together, but important to you, but would be impossible for a password cracker to figure out. So now to talk about each of these individually. The important factor which has improved over the years is both of these now, RoboForm as well as LastPass, will use is compatible with most of the browser sites, Firefox, Chrome, Explorer. And at first they weren't that way. I think it was when Chrome came out, it took a while for both of those to have a platform that was compatible with Chrome. But it is compatible with all of them now, all the main ones. And the thing that's really fun is that they will sync with your computers at home, at work, wherever it is you have computers, your iPad. I better not say that. I'm not sure that it says here multi-platform, but I'm not sure it's syncing with. I haven't tried to. I have an iPad, but I haven't tried to put it on my iPad. But it works for Mac, Windows, Linux. It works anywhere. So if you have a computer at home and at work, you log in. What you have to do is you have to log in and load it on each of the Google itself. I mean Chrome itself or Firefox itself. It has to be loaded on each one individually. But once it's loaded, it's there. The same passwords then will sync to each of the different browsers. When you go to the Office or other location, you can load the LastPass or RoboForm up on that computer there on each of the browsers, and then it will be the same passwords will be transferred automatically because you open an account with your name and username and password, and then that is accessible whichever computer you're at, which is really cool because then it wasn't that way originally, and so when they got the sync feature to happen, and it's made this whole streamlined everything. But it's like most things on the internet, it's improved as the time has gone on. RoboForm is free also. See, it shows that it's a cell phone. It can be used on the cell phone. I just haven't got to mess with that. Don't know about an iPad, but that's very possible it's the same thing. So that's the tech tip for the day. It's really important to get away from doing my dog Spot as your password, and store and make different passwords for different sites, and then store it in one place, and then have a complicated but meaningful long password for logging into. I'll show you. This is my password. I think I've got it. That I just Control V. That is my password to get into LastPass. So just to give you an idea, and that's like impossible to crack. So then I click login, and then this little guy up here just turned red, if you notice that, and that's my LastPass. And this is what it shows here. LastPass Vault recently used. These are different sites I've gone to. I open my favorites, fill the forms. Oh, and you can then once you're logged in, you can then put in specific information, so that like your bank account, that's what the different things show there, credit card information, so that when you go to a browser and you're paying for something online and it asks for your credit card information, once you're logged into either of these two software programs, it will instantly fill the forms for you. You don't have to go run and get your credit card, pull it out, remember all the numbers and things. It'll fill it in automatically. Now again, that can be a little scary because you have to have a secure main password for this for the site. But I made a point on that. You understand that. But I have all my information, personal information, recorded in the different options that are available in the LastPass and RoboForm registration. And so that whenever I go, no matter what I need to do when I'm on a page, whether it's just a password or if it's filling out forms, information, my name and address is there. I click it. If it's asking for my name, address, phone number, I just click it and it fills it automatically. So it's really a fun, streamlining way of making internet experience better and easier and more secure. So that's it for today. Tech tip for today from Dr. Z. Till next time, I wish you good health and wealth.